You're watching Kelowna Live. I'm Jim Check. I'm here with Tanya Gustafson, a nutritionist, and we're here to talk about, what everybody's talking about, cereal. There's been a big thing, a big hubbub on the internet about the Kellogg CEO coming out and says, hey, if you don't have enough money, eat cereal for dinner. And so that's what we're here to talk about. Maybe we can play that clip of the CEO of Kellogg's making that statement.
Has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure. So some of the things that we're doing is first messaging. We got to reach the consumer where they are. So we're advertising about cereal for dinner. If you think about the cost of cereal for a family versus what they might otherwise do, that's going to be much more affordable. I'm all for innovation and marketing, but the idea of having cereal for dinner,
that's probably
is there the potential for that
good on that clip there. And then there's a commercial that they run. We'll just watch this commercial there too, and to show you how they're trying to message out there that cereal is a good alternative for dinner.
Cereal? You say dinner. Cereal.
Dinner.
Cereal.
Dinner. Chicken.
There's our friend Tony the Tiger with Frosted Flakes.
Okay,
Those
I'll go
have got to be
Cereal.
good, right?
Dinner.
They're great.
Cereal.
I've got a box of the Fruit Loops right here.
There we go.
I've got a box of the good old Fruit Loops right here. One more video before you and I chat, though, just to show you what's in the Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops, beautiful box, right?
It is a beautiful box, lovely color.
Source of in that bowl of Fruit Loops right there, there is 7 cubes of sugar. These are 4 grams each. There's 28 grams of sugar in that bowl. So that's like putting these 7 cubes of sugar in there to eat them with that. And then you add the milk, and this would be the milk. So the milk has about 6 grams. That's a little bit more for a half a cup of milk. So people will probably use a little more than a half a cup of milk. So there you go. In your bowl of Fruit Loops for the morning, that's the amount of sugar that you'd be consuming.
Yeah.
Number one ingredient on this box of Fruit Loops. The first ingredient, because that's how they do it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. In order of descending how many, in quantity.
First ingredient in there.
First ingredients. I see it. Yep. And
Sugar.
then there's a couple other things that are also sugar.
There's more sugar in there.
There's more sugar. After the sugar, there's more sugar.
There's more sugar. But great fruity taste. So
that's all that counts, apparently.
Sugar for dinner?
Well, why not? If you're having sugar for breakfast, you can have sugar for dinner too.
But I mean, I guess the thing is it good for you? Like, is it good to feed your children sugar?
Absolutely
for
not.
Dinner?
I mean, there's really no recommended daily requirement that you intake sugar.
Right.
You're going to get sugar from your
and
fruits.
natural stuff.
Yeah,
right?
and your natural stuff from your fruits and vegetables. And then doing that right before the child goes to bed, or even before adults go to bed, it's your blood sugar is going to spike, your heart rate goes up. So rather than being conducive to bringing all those things down and helping you relax to get a good sleep at night, you're all wound up. Not to mention, it spikes your cortisol levels, spikes your blood sugar. And although most of those boxes of cereal say that they contain no fat, what happens when our blood sugar spikes is our body stores fat.
Mm-hmm. So I lost 50 pounds about 5 years ago.
And you look amazing. I've been watching your journey. It's been fantastic.
And what did I do? I cut wheat, corn, and sugar. Right? Those 3 ingredients. I cut those out. And I still eat a bit of sugar. But sugar definitely causes brain fog, though, as well. And if I know it's convenient. I know it's really convenient, and we were guilty of it when we were younger parents.
Absolutely.
Because, the box says it's got, source of 8 vitamins, and it has all these heart healthy things, has all those things on there. And as a parent, and of course the kids scream for it because it's sugar, and sugar is fairly addictive. And it's convenient, it's fast, like you don't have to make breakfast, and it's just, the kids will eat it, and then they'll eat it. If somebody's eating sugar, breakfast, morning, or breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there's no wonder we have an obesity problem in North America.
Absolutely. Metabolic disease is at an all-time high. And what used to be called type 2 diabetes, or used to be called, adult onset diabetes, is now called type 2 because we have so many kids with diabetes, which is absolutely ridiculous that we have that many children. Like, go to any playground right now, go to any classroom. You're going to see many more children that have metabolic issues, prediabetes, diabetes, anxiety, those kinds of things as well too, heightened by sugar and all the colors and preservatives and chemicals and things, everything else that goes in there. We were just talking about a preservative before we got on here, right?
Yeah.
And according to Health Canada's website, BHT, which is a preservative in a lot of packaged foods, they are still saying that the jury is still out on what they're saying. Well, that it's presumably safe for human consumption, but it's not safe for our environment. I don't know about you, but that's
Your own environment.
That's apparently, yes. I don't know how that is, but they say the jury is still out. They're still deciding on that. And that website was updated last month.
I mean, one of the things that's really worked well for me is starting off the day right. I eat about 4 eggs. And they say if you eat protein early in the morning, and that's about all I eat in the morning, 4 to 5 eggs. I actually created a really cool thing. I took 4 eggs, made an omelet, and then I put 2 other eggs raw inside it, and then I had like a yolky omelet.
There you go. Whatever works for you. I am totally a fan of having the protein to start your day. Protein helps to stabilize your blood sugar. It helps to build muscle. It helps to keep your blood sugar regulated so that you don't have those big spikes and crashes.
So how do parents feed their kids healthier? And when they're talking about costs, eggs are fairly cheap though. Like if you buy eggs in volume, you can buy eggs fairly. Like if you don't go buy the organic ones that are. You can just buy regular eggs. Eggs or be better than cereal. Like if I'm saying what's better,
yes.
You know what I mean? Like
totally.
If you go to Costco, if you go some other places, you can buy, like larger quantities of eggs. Obviously it's more. And then if the kids are eating eggs in the morning, there's so many ways to prepare eggs too. Boiled, poached, fried, and omelets, and all. Like egg bites is a fast way to do it.
Totally.
If you bake egg bites, put them in the, mix them up with some vegetables and stuff like that, a little bit of cheese. And then you have, like cupcake tins.
Yep.
And there you go. And then that's fast, convenient. It takes a little bit of prep. It'd probably be cheaper. And your kids will be healthier.
Absolutely.
And you'll be healthier.
Absolutely. Well, if your kids are feeling better, if they're not all bouncing off the walls, if they can concentrate and focus better at school, and you've had something to fuel your body before you left the house, everybody is in a better state. You've set your body up for better success. You can focus and attend more for all of your tasks because you started the day off well. You have the energy rather than crashing. Like, why do you think Starbucks is so busy at certain times of
Lots
day?
of sugar.
Lots of sugar happening in there.
Lots of
People need a coffee, a caffeine or something to boost them up. But for the kids especially, I used to work in a school. I worked for, almost 20 years in education in special needs, in a classroom and in homes. And when I was in the classroom, we could tell what kids had not had breakfast to begin with, or they'd had something with sugar before they showed up.
I coached for 10 years, and I could tell the kids that were jacked up on sugar before the game. And at the end of the game, I can absolutely tell which kids were on sugar.
Because they were totally crashed, right?
And I would talk to the parents and say, before a game, can you not give them a big gulp? Do you know what I mean? Because they're absolutely gassed, right?
They are.
They just can't perform, and then they feel like they're going to throw up as well.
Absolutely. I love your egg bites suggestion. Yeah. You just get a silicone pan. They can pop right out. Mom can make them ahead of time. I have hard-boiled eggs in my fridge all the time, done. Yeah. And you can even buy hard-boiled eggs already done.
I make omelets so often. I can make an omelet or an egg sandwich literally in probably like the time it takes to cook, like 3 minutes, right?
It doesn't take long.
Not
at all, for sure. Right? You can get it
And
on.
I know when you're a mom or a dad or whatever, and you're trying to get everybody out the door, it's sometimes a little hairy, but just as soon as you put the kids to bed, Jason, as soon as you put the kids, he's got 3.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? As soon as you put the kids to bed, spend a half an hour and create like a week's worth of eggs.
Absolutely.
Right? And then you can put them in the fridge, and there you go. Because cereal, I watched a guy virtue signaling because he was like beating up on somebody, some or municipal councillor out in the Lower Mainland. Saying that, nobody should drive a big truck, blah, 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 blah. He's saying all these things. And he said, I ride my bike back and forth. And his bike was probably 10 boxes of cereal. And I'm just thinking, you are feeding your kids literally garbage, right? Like,
it's terrible.
And it's just, and the kids, of course, if they're going to have cereal, like in that commercial, Tony the Tiger. I loved Frosted Flakes as a kid, right?
We had them too.
We couldn't afford Frosted Flake most of the time. We got like not even wheat puffs, which were better. We had rice puffs because they were cheaper.
Yeah, no, I hear you. My mom would allow us to get one box occasionally, and they were the small boxes. Costco didn't exist then, right? So you had the little teeny box, and when it was gone, it was gone. Or when we went camping, we had the little mini boxes.
Yeah. I remember those. Those are like prize packs.
Right? Everybody thought that was like the best thing since sliced bread. That was actually a portion size for anybody who is watching. That is not going to fill anybody up.
So one of the things that I guess spurred this, I think the Kellogg's guy obviously is trying to line his pockets, but I think he's at least can hear that people are having a tough time, with the price of food, right? So he opportunized that, and he said, "Hey, let them eat cereal." I mean, he's getting a huge backlash on it. But what are some ways that people can eat healthy and then watch their budget and get more value for their dollar and feed their families better?
Okay, great question. I love this question because nutrient-dense foods, so foods that are not processed, foods that come in their own wrapper.
Like Whole Foods.
Whole Foods. Yeah. One single ingredient, it's a food. That's it. They have more nutrients in them, so they keep you satisfied longer. So therefore you eat less. If you ever notice, you eat fast food or you eat a bag of chips or something like that, and you're hungry again in like an hour because you're starving your cells, right? If we don't just put something in the stomach bucket, we actually give it nutrients. We're going to have to eat less in volume because you have better quality. So if you take a look at your pantry, your fridge, your freezer, whatever, and just take a little quick peekaboo and say, do a little scan. How many things are coming in a package, box, bag, can, or wrapper? Yeah. Except for like the cans of vegetables.
I mean, if you shop the perimeter of a store, you're better off.
And then do kind of like a quick tally about how much is that cost-wise, price-wise, would that add up to? And then transfer that. So stop buying those processed things, those snacky things, and put it towards your fresh fruits and vegetables, your lean meats. You can buy like a cheaper cut of meat. You can buy the chicken legs or the chicken thighs instead of the chicken breasts. Or you can buy things in bulk when they're on sale. And it might seem like, oh, that larger amount of money is a little bit much right now. But if you can swing it, you are actually saving proportion.
I mean, that's where I would say to people, especially with families, and I'm going to say this to families, pay the Costco membership. And buy larger items, and you have a little bit of time. You buy the large pack of chicken. Buy some Ziploc bags, separate it out. Absolutely. And then the one big one that I would say to even to single people is go to Costco, buy 5 pre-cooked chickens, like $7.99 for. You can't even buy a raw chicken in some other places for $7.99.
No, you
buy
can't.
the pre-cooked chickens, take them home, debone them, separate them, the breasts, the legs, and all that stuff. Separate them in the baggies, freeze them.
Yeah.
Right. And then you keep a couple out, and because you can use them for anything, right? You can use them for a salad. You can use them. And then all of a sudden your food management, because I used to be a cook in a restaurant. Perfect. And I would say one of the best things that you can do as a family member, better food management. Yes. Because I can tell you a lot of people are throwing away a lot of food. From poor food management skills. And learn to cook with what's in front of you. Do you know what I mean? Like if you open the fridge and I've got a couple of vegetables, maybe a couple of eggs, right, or whatever, that's an omelet.
It is,
right?
And some people have trouble seeing that picture. So I understand those people, but don't be afraid to try things. You know, put together the stuff that you like that looks appealing to you, and it might not look appealing to somebody else, or it might be a little bit of a I don't know, that's kind of a wonky dinner. But you know what? If it's a whole food, it doesn't matter. It's much better than having something out of the box with all of that sugar, all of the chemicals, all of the zero. I
mean, I don't even know what's in that cereal box.
There's not a lot of real food items in there. Like there's none.
I'm gonna say what the Kellogg CEO said a little bit differently.
Okay.
Have breakfast for dinner, but make it eggs.
Excellent.
Do you know what I mean? Like make it eggs.
Excellent.
Because excellent idea.
Excellent idea. I love it.
Yeah, I just think that there's different ways. You can get a lot of protein in an egg. What, 6 grams protein in an egg? Something like that. Right?
About 6 or 7, depending on the size of your egg. Sure, yeah.
And then
you got your protein and your fat. You throw a piece of fruit or vegetable with it. You've got like all of your macronutrients together that you need. I
throw a raw egg into a smoothie now too.
Extra protein boost, why not?
And it tastes really good. It's like almost like an orange juice.
It makes it creamy.
Yeah, it's really kind of cool.
Frozen avocado, you can get that and throw it in there too. You know, avocados are expensive, so if you buy one, slice it up. If you're not going to use it all, you can freeze it. Throw it in a smoothie later. Tastes delicious.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about the cereal? Eat less.
Eat less. Eat less of it.
Eat
less of it. Eat zero of it. Yeah. Cereal hasn't been in my house for I don't know how many years. But yes, I did have it as a kid. Yes, I did let my kids eat it. As soon as I knew better, I started phasing that out.
I think some parents put them in, they have it for breakfast, and then they put them in Ziploc bags, and that's the kids' treat snack.
It used to come to school in a snack bag. You're right.
Right. And then they go home now.
And have it for dinner.
And the Kellogg's guy says, have it for dinner. And there's Tony in your living room.
I don't know. Tony needs to not be there.
And then you can visit your family members at the hospital when they have heart disease and diabetes and all that stuff, right?
And that's a whole other conversation about what they feed you there.
Taking responsibility for your health in a health stressed like healthcare system
Yeah.
is probably one of the best things you can invest in.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Oh, it's, you invest in your health and the ROI is amazing. You can get healthier and reverse disease and increase your energy and feel better and get rid of joint pain and all of those kinds of things as you get older.
Yeah.
There's only a small demographic of people.
I feel
getting
younger
healthier.
today than I did 10 years ago.
Good for you, because you made those changes.
Yeah.
And it didn't take much.
And I would say to somebody, like, if you're laying on your deathbed and you got 1 day left to live and I said I could give you 10 years, would you listen to what I had to say?
I would hope so.
But most people, you know what I mean? It's they don't think of it that way, right?
No.
You've got a grandchild now,
I do.
right?
I do.
10 more years with a grandchild, wouldn't that be great?
That would be awesome.
Do you know what I mean? All you got to do is eat better.
Yeah, I know.
I think the thing is eat food like it's medicine, or the medicine will be your food.
That well said. Yes.
Yeah.
Pharmacy with an F instead of PH.
Yeah, Whole Foods, and we're lucky we live in the Okanagan Valley.
Oh, so lucky.
So in the summer,
Yep.
if you can't grow your own food, you can sure buy a lot of it, and you got to learn to can and freeze dry. There's so much freeze drying stuff now too, right? So
Yep. You can even just freeze.
yeah,
Like if you can get a cheap freezer off of Facebook. A lot of times people are selling on Marketplace. Just get a little apartment-sized freezer. You can hold a lot of good stuff in there.
yeah.
And then that'll take you through the winter.
And then if you're like a single person, or just two of you, get another friend that is single and split Costco packages. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
and
That's
split
a
stuff,
great,
right? Do you know
or
what I
even
mean?
with families too, go together, right? There's a lot of ways people can minimize that. But I think looking in your pantry, getting rid of those things that, oh, well, I like this, I like that, it's a snack. Do I need this for my health? Is this serving me? Like, ask those questions if your budget is super tight, when you're putting something, and I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been there in the grocery store with the calculator many years ago with my kids in tow. And you need to ask yourself, is what I'm putting in my cart going to be worth it? Like, is it going to serve me? Is it going to serve my health, my kids? How long is it going to last? Yeah. And is it going to serve me?
Yeah, and then we'll leave it with this. Wendy's put out a thing, I think in the States, where they were going to put dynamic pricing into their food. Where they were going to say, like, at busier times of the day, it was going to cost more to get that bacon double cheeseburger. Yes. And my reply was, or here's another great reason not to go there.
Yeah.
Right? Because, even their healthier choices aren't that healthy. Right? So
not a lot. They also have a cereal out.
Do they?
They do. It's a Froster cereal.
Nice.
So does Tim's, and so does Dunkin' Donuts.
Again,
I was looking. It's terrible.
I think we'll sum it up today, and hopefully you come back. We'll sum it up today with maybe breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
But just make a better choice and make it an excellent dinner.
Make it an excellent dinner.
And because eggs are cheap. Eggs are cheap. And if you're going to eat breakfast for dinner, eat eggs. And thank you, Tanya, for coming in. And thank you for watching Kelowna Now.